Alright, we've been talking about notes payable and how to find the maturity value and the maturity date on them, and now we're going to use that to actually make some journal entries and describe some business transactions and what's going on. So here's a problem that we're going to do this with. July 16th, because Rubenstein Company can't pay off his account when it is due, and notice here there's an assumption that Rubenstein Company owes Billingsley Company some money already. They were paid something on account, or they bought something on account, and now they can't pay for it. So because Rubenstein Company can't pay off his account when it is due, it gives Billingsley Incorporated a $12,000 note due in 90 days at 14% interest. Alright, so we know something about this already. For example, we know how to figure that. What is the maturity value of the note? We know how to do this already. We practiced this some in the previous exercise. So we'll take $12,000 times the interest rate, 14% interest, and then we've got 90 days, but it's only days, and so we're going to divide it by 360 days. So the maturity value of the note is, there's the interest on it, so we're going to add in the principal, $12,000 plus 420 interest. That is the maturity value of the note. Now we can ask, when is the note due? This is July 12, and again we're going to use our handy day chart. July 12, 90 days afterwards. So let me see here. Here's July 12, 193rd day of the year, plus 12 days. I'm sorry, plus 90 days. It's 283. Yes, 90 days after July. Did I get that right? I'll check that again. Let me be cautious here. I'll be a good accountant. This is actually July 16th. July 16th, 163rd day of the year. 163 plus 90 days equals the 253rd day of the year, which works out to be September 10. When is the note due? And the answer is September 10. So now here's the next question. What journal entries need to be made when the note is initiated? And for this problem, we're just going to be talking about Billingsley Incorporated. They're the one who are owed the money. They have an accounts receivable, and it's transforming into a notes receivable. Of course, on the other side of things, Rubenstein has a account payable on his books, and it's going to turn into a note payable. So really it's just the opposite of what we're doing here. So let me go ahead and show you that. I'm going to say journal entry for Billingsley Company, or Billingsley Incorporated. This will be page 1, and this will of course be partial. Start off by putting in the date. Make this a little bigger for you. The date is, this is going to be July 16th. Something happens here. Now we already have an accounts receivable, and so what's going to happen is, first of all, my notes receivable, Billingsley's notes receivable, is going to increase. Now, what value do we use here? Do we use the principal, or do we use the principal plus interest? And the answer is, we just use the principal, because the interest is earned through that time passing, through those 90 days going by, and that hasn't happened yet. And so we're just going to put the principal, $12,000, and this removes this from our accounts receivable. In previous problems we talked about the subsidiary ledger for accounts receivable, and it's important to have that for accounts receivable, but with notes, if Rubenstein Company has given us a note, then he's done some paperwork on those notes. So, and of course in the description, and I'll describe it exactly to record. a 90-day 14% note from, and I'll put the person who it comes from as well. And I'll start on a new line here, Stein Company. Since I've got the paperwork which has all his information, I don't need to also record this in a subsidiary ledger, but when I do my accounts receivable, I'm taking it out of here, I'll have to both post this and record it in that subsidiary ledger as well as coming out. He's going to have a note with me instead of an account. So there's July 16th. We've done this one here. And now, what journal entries need to be made if the note is paid on the maturity date? Say September 10 rolls around and Rubenstein Company pays us. Here's what we need to do. So, let me see here. It's September 10. A lot of days have gone by, and now we've gotten cash. That's nice. And how much cash did we get? Well, he paid us the principal plus the interest, which is, this is the maturity value. This is how much cash Rubenstein Company is going to give to Billingsley Company. And on the other side of things, the notes receivable goes down. It was $1,200 and now it's $0. So that goes down. And it's an asset, so it's credited to decrease it. But you'll notice these two transactions, they don't balance. Something's missing here. And what's missing is there's now interest income. We record on the books. $420 there. Now both of these sides of this transaction balance. We've got cash, we got some cash, notes receivable, and interest income. Of course, our interest income is Rubenstein Company's interest expense. They didn't make as much money, or they actually paid us some money for the privilege of not paying for a while. So these are the transactions that need to happen for this first part of this problem. In the next video, we'll start talking about discounts.